London, 1854. The air is heavy, the water is foul, and the stench of death hangs over the city like a shroud. In just a few weeks, thousands will perish. Families will vanish. Entire neighborhoods will be silenced. And in the heart of this nightmare, one man, armed with nothing but ink, paper, and an unshakable belief in truth, will change the course of human history forever. This is not just a story of death and disease. This is the tale of a ghostly map, drawn in desperation, that revealed the invisible killer lurking beneath the surface of one of the world's greatest empires. In the mid-19th century, London was the jewel of the British Empire. But beneath the polished stone of Parliament, and the grandeur of Buckingham Palace, the city was a breeding ground for misery. Over 2 million people were crammed into narrow streets, their homes clinging to the edges of filth-choked alleys. Raw sewage flowed openly into the Thames. Children played in the gutters. Drinking water came from the very river that carried human waste, industrial chemicals, and rotting carcasses. And then, the plague struck. Cholera. A physician named John Snow had seen cholera too closely, studied its terrible march across the city, and come to a radical conclusion. The killer wasn't in the air. It was in the water. Snow's ideas were ridiculed, but he refused to be silenced. He went door to door in Soho, asking the grieving where their loved ones had lived, what they had eaten, and most importantly, what they had drunk. With every answer, he marked the deaths on a map. The victims were clustered, drawn in a tight circle around a single, unassuming feature of the neighborhood: the Broad Street water pump. Snow presented his map to city leaders, explaining the terrifying simplicity: if the pump was closed, the deaths would stop. After days of debate and resistance, the authorities relented. The pump handle was removed, and the plague receded. The killer had been unmasked. The true legacy of Snow's ghost map stretches far beyond Victorian London. His discovery became the foundation of epidemiology, the science of studying disease patterns. Today, when pandemics strike, scientists are using methods born from Snow's desperate, defiant map. The ghost map was more than a tool. It was a revolution. But the story of the ghost map is not confined to the past. Even now, the same forces that resisted John Snow resist truth today. Governments ignore warnings. Powerful institutions silence inconvenient voices. History repeats. And the ghost map reminds us that truth, no matter how unwelcome, is always the first casualty of power.